Hello, team. Today's November 14th, CPI day, and holy cow, we are green. And the 10-year has plummeted. We are sitting at 445, 446, a little bit lower than we were last week when we had that big drop. So let's take a look at where we are here. So here I'm looking at MBS. I'll be honest. We'll get into CPI in a second, but I'll be honest. I think there's room for MBS to run here. So they outperformed yesterday, and I'm looking here. I mean, with the amount of move we're seeing in the 10-year comparatively, and looking at MBS, and we're just not seeing that kind of move. But obviously, liquidity plays a big role in this. So we'll see how the day pans out. But right now, we're staring at 50, 60 basis points of improvement in our main production coupons, maybe even a little bit less. So we're seeing that right now, but we're seeing that 10-year down against 17 basis points in yield, so down to 446. That's an incredible move. So CPI, so why? What happened? So we knew that last week was a kind of a energy building week. Not a ton of data coming out. There were some moves back and forth, but really waiting. Everybody was waiting for this move or this data set that's supposed to come out today with CPI, and we had a miss. Did we miss it by a lot? No, we didn't. But if you look at a month over month and you take a look at where it's trending, people are taking this as, all right, inflation is under control potentially, even though we have some Fed speakers saying otherwise. But inflation, the numbers look like we're making headway. It's going in the right direction. Now maybe the Fed's going to pause. Maybe the Fed's going to slow down a little bit. Maybe things are slowing down in general, and inflation is coming down. Inflation was the big worry. We have employment data, and then if there's a couple breaks in employment, that's where we had our first big move. And inflation, those are the two things the Fed is paying attention to the most. And that's what we're looking at here. We're seeing a slight miss on headline CPI of 3.2 versus 3.3. It's just a tenth, but it's the trend. It's what's happening. If there's no beat. If there was a beat, we could have seen a significant reversal. There was money waiting for this number to come out, and money has flowed in. So that being said, don't expect a ton from the lender standpoint. You're going to see some improvement, definitely some green. My guess and how I'd be doing this, the initial rate sheets are going to have a little bit of this going out. You'll see an improvement, and then they're going to see how the rest of the day goes. Remember, this is a high volatility day. They have to use margin as a protection for themselves. So you're going to see what happens for the rest of the day. You're seeing these significant moves. Obviously, you can kind of see where MBS have moved. Things were even better a little bit earlier, and then got a little bit worse, and now are still, like I said, up quite a bit. But we're seeing these moves in here. When there's moves like this, there's going to be a little bit of margin added just to protect themselves. And you're going to probably see some reprices if things get a little bit choppy this afternoon, good or bad. So anticipate, if you have loans and you're ready to get them locked and you're happy with the pricing, just get those submitted, because there's going to be some reprices most likely during a day like today, because everybody's kind of waiting for, this is the knee-jerk reaction, and then what's going to happen for the rest of the day. So pay attention to that. If you guys have any questions, obviously this brings up the renegotiation discussions again. Good thing we had that on the sales huddle on Friday. So please take a look at the recording if you have questions regarding renegotiations and float downs and what that looks like with our main investors. And then if you have anything else that is needed to be looked at, please contact our capital markets team. We are here to help. So have an amazing rest of your Tuesday and lock them up. We're still on lock mode. So this is a great day, great green day. Go get some loans.